What is going on, guys? Welcome to the beginner guide for raids. Today in this video, I'm going to basically give you everything that you need to know when it comes to raids. If this is your first time doing a raid, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know, how to do it, how to spend your energy, what to expect, and all of that stuff. So yeah, if you do enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up. If you are a vet and have done raids before and I forgot something, be sure you let me know in the comments and let everybody know in the comments as well. It's certainly been a long time since I have done raids at the beginner level, so hopefully I hit everything. First thing, of course, is our login. When it comes to raids, we do have stuff we have to claim. Man, the 400 or 4,000 gems at the 4-week mark, those certainly come in clutch. Rebirth tokens on our second calendar, and we got some raid energy. Definitely need the raid energy. And on our 7-day streak, 28 days in a row, we just hit 5,000 gems in one day. Raid boss event has started. Fight alongside everybody else in your alliance for this yeah, a lot of awesome, amazing rewards. And if you're a new player, you can certainly pick up a lot of things. So first obvious thing is, what level do you have to be in order to participate in raids? Well, you have to be level 30. So as long as you are a level 30, you can participate in raids. And you also do need an alliance. So if you do not have an alliance and you are level 30, you need to go to this little alliance icon, search, try to find one. If you want to, I guess, join my alliance and you are, willing to participate in the raids, you're willing to try your best, even if you're necessarily low level, as long as you're putting in work, as long as you play every day, you're an active participant, you're more than welcome to send a request. We have a couple spots open, so do that. So yeah, level 30, need an alliance. Also, for every single raid, we have bonus tunes. Now, bonus meaning not that you get extra rewards, but you get extra stats if you use these particular tunes. Now, they put out a newsletter like a week before or something like that that tells you to kind of prepare you to what tunes you should upgrade to get ready for the raids. And in this particular raid, we have, well, if I'd hit the right newsletter, we have a couple multipliers. We have a 5 times multiplier, a 3 times multiplier, and a 2 times multiplier. Now, the multipliers mean that it multiplies the stats, not every single stat, but stats like power or defense or stuff like that. Not speed or crit chance. I mean, you don't get 5 times the amount of speed, not things like that, but things like power and things like the amount of damage you can do and the amount of damage that you take. So it multiplies those types of stats. And for this month, we have Ravager, Impulse, Zatanna for the 5 times multipliers. Those are going to be your best tunes, the ones that hit the hardest, the ones that can take the most damage. 3-time multiplier, Robin, Red Robin, Amazo, Black Flash. 2 times Jay Garrick, Wally West, and Parasite. These do change every single month. And most of the time, I think pretty much every single time, the 2 new tunes are always included in this. So whatever tunes are, whatever month you are watching this video in, whether it be February, March, April, later on down the road, whatever 2 free tunes are in there, they're going to be in the raid. So consider upgrading those and knowing that those are going to be in here. But then we have the other ones as well. Now, in order to participate in raids, you have to attack what we call the raid bosses. There are 2 types of raid bosses. There are the solo bosses, and then there are alliance bosses. It's kind of broken up into 3 separate days, starting with day 1, which is right now, the day that it launches. For the first 24 hours, it's the lower level solo bosses, the lower level alliance bosses. And then the second day is going to be the medium solo bosses and the medium alliance bosses. And then the third day is going to be large solo bosses and a large alliance bosses. And if you go into the info tab in the, I guess in the raid itself, where you can look at the bosses, the leaderboard milestones, it tells you what bosses are active and which bosses are coming in the future. So right now, the first thing, I guess we're going to talk about solo bosses. So for day 1, we have solo bosses that go up to level 4 and possibly level 5, and then we could hit a legendary Superboy Prime at level 100. That's within the first 24 hours. For the Alliance, it only goes to level 1 all the way to level 7. Now, Alliance bosses work just a little bit different. Once you beat level 1 on the Alliance, you go to level 2. Then you go to level 3. All the way up to level 7. And once you get to level 7, in the first day, you repeat boss level 7 over and over and over and over again. Solo bosses are a little bit different. When you spawn those, which I will talk about how to do that, when you spawn solo bosses, it could be any level. It could be level 1, could be level 5, could be level 4, could be level 3. If you're in the second day, it could be even higher than that. It just depends. And so those are a little bit more random. And when you're higher level, you're going to spawn higher level bosses. And so that's kind of what to expect. Alliance bosses go in order. Solo bosses do not, but it does follow this structure in which you want to look at, in which the first day, lower level, second day, medium level, third day, high level. Then we got milestones. Now, the milestones in the raids are for solo bosses. When you attack your solo things, solo bosses. Alliance, I guess, milestones or leaderboards are going to be structured a little bit different. But we have event points, which is that little circle, blue circle thing right next to the lightning bolt. That is your amount of raid points, and you get those by defeating solo bosses. And so you can do that individually. You can do that with help. You could share bosses for other people. You can have them help defeat it. You don't have to defeat every single boss yourself. We will get to more in detail on how that works. But after every solo boss you beat, you get a certain number of points, depending on the level, depending on what you do, and how much damage, if you were top contributor, etc. And that gives you a certain number of points. And as you pass these milestones, you will then receive these rewards. And rewards are definitely juicy. They certainly help with giving you materials you need in order to upgrade characters. It gives you fragments, like as you see here. We got Amazo. We got every one of the characters. Hey, look at that Ravager, man. I really need to get her on my second account. I have upgraded 3 characters on my main account just for this raid. And then we got, it goes on and on and on and on, all the way up to the top is 500 million, which is a whole lot of points. Of course, since this is a beginner guide, I certainly would not expect to come anywhere close to that. Now, the more Alliance bosses you beat, you're going to get points for defeating the Alliance boss, which again is important that you contribute to not only solo to help with your solo milestones, but your Alliance raids to help with the Alliance leaderboards. And these, again, the rewards are definitely juicy. Being able to get this many gems, 5,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000, and tons of fragments for a particular character. That's why being in a decent alliance, an active alliance, is certainly helpful. So yeah, solos just as important as alliance, but both of them do have leaderboards. Solos are milestones, and alliance has a leaderboard in itself. And then in addition to the milestones for the solos also have a leaderboard in which you can get some legendary essence, you can get some extra fragments. And what is really, really nice, especially this month, you get exclusive raid skins if you finish in the top 500 solo. Now, being a new player, obviously you're not going to get there, but I am certainly going to really try to push this. I'm going to get 500 million easy this raid, no doubt about it, because this Donna Troy skin I want. I don't know if it's possible to get top 500. That's going to put in a lot of work, but I'm certainly going to give it a shot. I am certainly in the spot to be able to do it. But yeah, we got solo leaderboards, we got alliance leaderboards, we got solo milestones, all for participation in both solo and alliance, equally important. So I think we pretty much got the basics out of the way, the structure of both solo raids and alliance raids. If there is something that I missed though, please let me know in the comments. Now let's talk about how do we spawn these bosses? How do we fight these bosses? How do we do all of that stuff? And which obviously is probably the most important, because if you can't fight the bosses, how are you supposed to get the points? How are you supposed to get on the leaderboard? So solo first. Now the easiest way, there's multiple ways in which we'll talk about, but the easiest way is go into campaign, go all the way to chapter 1, go on normal, and just sim the campaign one match at a time. Now the reason you do this is because the raid bosses, the solo raid bosses, spawn by spending this type of energy, spawn by doing things in the game. And it doesn't matter necessarily what you do. You could go into the challenge events and you could spawn raid bosses that way. You can go into chapter 8 in the heroic side and spawn bosses that way by doing one single thing. But the reason why you want to go to chapter 1 all the way on normal mode is because you want to spend the least amount of resources as possible. And this is only 5 energy to do it. And spending 5 energy on chapter 1 normal is the same exact thing as heroic chapter 8 Black Adam node spending 25 energy. So which makes more sense? Only spending 5 energy or only spending 25 energy? You get the same random chance as the boss. You get the same random probability of getting a good or bad boss and all of that stuff. So spend the least amount of energy as possible and just auto or battle if you want to, 1 by 1. Do not hit auto 3 because it's only going to count as 1. Just hit 1 by 1 by 1. Now, the most you can do is 5, I think. I think it's 5. I think it's 5 battles and 1 will spawn automatically. You could spawn a boss after a boss, but you might not get a boss in, I think, 5 total turns. I believe it's 5. So we're going to try it. We're going to hit auto. We're going to see if we get it. And once we hit auto, if we spawn a boss, it's going to pop up. So we'll hit auto again. No boss. Here's number 3. No boss. Okay, they're not being very nice to us today. No boss again. Wow. Okay, well, here we go. This is number 5. No boss. Oh, there it is. Finally, we get a boss. So I think it is 5 total times at most. Now, you could get 1 right after another, but I think it is at most 5. And so we only spent 25 total energy doing that. And that's the cheapest way you could do it. Honestly, that's the best way you can do it. You can still do it using heroic, but it's not going to get you there any time faster. But yeah, let's jump into this battle. We got level 1 Eclipso. We're going to hit fight now since this is the first time we're doing it. And it's, I guess, going through a tutorial for us. What tunes do we want to use? Well, it's going to tell us which multipliers we use. But other than that, you're going to want to probably try to use the tune that best fits the battle. In this particular case, they're blue. So you might want to think about bringing reds if you don't have the multiplier. Tunes that do tons of damage. You don't necessarily need support tunes. For the most part, you kind of want to think about tunes that do the most damage possible. Energy. Well, you have 3 choices. You can do 1 times, 3 times, and 5 times. So in addition to your character multipliers, you also have like energy or stat multipliers. So you could get a 5 times of a 5 times, which is a ton of damage. But you don't want to do that because you have a limited amount of energy that you can use, and you can only respawn energy at a very slow, low rate. Max you can get is 6 once you use all of this extra energy. It will only cap out at 6. So yeah, let's put in our team. We're going to put in all of our multipliers because even being as a low level, I do have all tunes that have multipliers. So I have Impulse, I have Zatanna, I have Black Flash, I have Jay Garrick. We're only 4 weeks in the game and we already have some of the multipliers. So that certainly helps. I'm going to hit 1 times because if you cannot, especially being a new player, if you cannot beat this on 1 times, I wouldn't do it. I would not do the boss if you cannot beat it at 1 times. If you have extra energy, and I'll tell you how to fight bosses that are not yours here in a little bit, and what to spend your energy on. But here's why you're going to want to only do 1 times. So let's just make sure we can beat it. It is level 1, and even though I am a low level and a new player, beginner player, we should be able to beat this just fine. I'm just going to put the thing on auto and let it work. We should have Impulse and Satana both absolutely crushing them. Look at that damage right there, baby. Look, see, multipliers are fantastic. Now, 1 times. We only spent 1 single energy. And since we spent 1 single energy, we got 1 energy back. And that's why it's important that you only spend 1 single energy. Because if you are the MVP, and MVP means that you do the most damage in that particular raid boss, if you do the most damage, it could be exactly 1 damage higher than half. That way you know you're guaranteed to do the most. But if you do the most damage, then you get MVP, which means you get your energy right back. And so that's why it's important to only do 1 times. If you can't do 1 times, then all you're doing is really wasting your energy. And so we got, for attacking it, we got some stuff. We got some essence. We got some stuff for our raid points or whatever for our milestones. And then we got an alliance energy. So the purple one or the pink one is alliance, and that's for scouting or finding this particular raid boss. And then for being the MVP, we got a solo raid. So yeah, as long as you can do it 1 times, I would do as many as possible because you're going to get that energy back as a new player. Now let's see if we can't do any better than getting 5 turns in spawning a raid boss. And so there's 1. Hopefully we can get a higher level as well. So there's 2. There's 3. They're going to make us do 5 again. There's 4. And here's 5. Wow. Okay, well, hey, you know what? If it's 5 every single time, that's fine. At least we're only wasting 25 energy. Unfortunately, I would, I don't know, maybe switch to a different node that's only 5. If you want to do one that's 6, that's fine. You could do that too. But I would certainly recommend just spending 5 energy. This is a level 3 Eclipse though now. And 200k health. Still shouldn't be a problem. Level 1, we're going to absolutely smoke this guy, I hope. I don't know. I haven't done beginner raids in a really long time, especially at this low level, so I'm not quite sure exactly how far we can go. Let's put this thing on auto. We got it. Let's see what we can do. And, oh, their affinity does change. And so y'all are going to notice that last time he was blue, this time he is green. So it's a little bit different. You know what? Maybe we can't beat it. Because that's actually going to be good if we can't beat it. That's actually going to show, I'm going to be able to show you a new thing. Come on, guys. They need to go a little bit faster. Doing this on manual is not recommended. Again, by the way, another tip. You want to be able to set up your team and be able to have a team in which you can put on auto and be able to complete them. You just can't push the buttons fast enough. You have a limited amount of time to be able to try to beat this boss. And if you can't beat it in a certain amount of time, then you're kind of stuck. And so you're going to want to be able to do as many attacks as possible. That's why you just put it on auto. And it certainly looks like we did not beat it. He went into orange, so we know we got 50% health off. So we got that. And this is good that we didn't beat it. So that way I can show you what happens after that. Okay. So now that time was up, we only did a certain amount of damage. Now, since we know that we were able to do at least half, we're going to get MVP. As long as this boss is defeated. Now, if the boss is not defeated, then we're not going to get any rewards whatsoever. So we spent 1 raid energy. And we're going to hope that other people, random people, some people in our alliance or other random people that could see it, beat it for us. And so what you're going to want to do, if you cannot beat the boss, you're going to click the share boss, which we did. You have shared this raid boss with 3 members of your alliance and 7 random people. So now this raid boss is going to just appear on other people's raid boards, which I'm going to show you where to find that at here in just a second. And you just got to hope that they beat it. And if they beat the boss, then you're going to get your single energy back. If nobody attacks the raid boss, then I would not personally attack these raids. Or you're just better off, if you want to, you're better off doing the ×3 multiplier. Since we used only one time multiplier that time and got it over half, if we did the 3 times and used 2 energy, we would definitely be able to beat it, but we would be wasting an energy doing that. And so you could do it if you have extra energy, but I don't know if I would recommend doing it unless, of course, you want to buy energy later on, or you know that you're going to do it. It's kind of just going to be up to you, but most efficient way is just to be able to clear bosses at the 1 times, or be able to get at least MVP and then share the boss, at least get half health gone, and then share the boss with everybody else and let them beat it. So before we go to the raid boss list, let's go back to campaign, back to chapter 1. I am going to farm this just a little bit more. Let's see if we can't get one a little bit earlier. That's number 3. That's number 4. And again, on number 5, we finally get a raid boss. That stinks that it's taken so long. And so you don't have to fight them every time they pop up. So that's another thing to keep in mind. You can hit fight later, which we're doing. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to show you what the list looks like. Here's another one. There, we finally got one after 2. So that's great. So we're going to do that again, and now I'm going to spawn one more, and then we're going to hit the raid boss list just to see what it looks like. And here is 5, and then we got another one. Okay, so we got a couple we got a level 1, we got a level 3, we got a level 2. Now if you hit the raid icon on the very left, which is right under the alliance, we're going to click that. It's going to go to our boss list. Well, we can only hold 20 total bosses, so we can spawn up to 20 bosses. And but keep in mind, you can't spawn bosses if you have a maxed out board. So if you have 20 out of 20 on your board, then you're not going to be able to spawn any more bosses. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. The boss that we had looks like somebody beat it for us. That's fantastic. We had 4 attackers, as you see down there at the bottom. So that means that I feel pretty comfortable about only spending 1 single energy on level 3 bosses and then sharing them, and feeling that other people are going to be able to beat them for me. Now, because again that I did over half damage, that means I'm going to get MVP, and I'm going to get my 1 energy back, which is fantastic. You get MVP, and you get also raid points. I got 4K raid points. I got 4K for being the attacker, and I got an alliance for the scout. So doing this and sharing it, even though I didn't beat it, I still got it like I did beat it. So that's fantastic. So keep that in mind, and that's why you want to be at least as most efficient as possible when it comes to energy. So we're going to claim this. We're going to go up a couple more milestones. We got some 10 extra energy. What else did we get? We got some meta agents. We got some extra alliance energy. We got some extra solo energy. So yeah, we're well on our way up these milestones. Also keep in mind that when you do spawn these solo bosses, you only have 60 minutes to attack it, or 60 minutes for the boss to be defeated. If you do not, for example, that level 3, if we were unable to be able to beat that raid boss and we shared it, and nobody else beat it in that 60 minutes, then we would lose our energy, we wouldn't get any rewards, and then the boss would just disappear. So keep that in mind when you're doing it. Now, being that this is day 1 for new players, day 1, and if you're a new player and you have a team which, you know, like we demonstrated, very low level, can't really do much damage on the solo bosses, have to share a lot of these bosses, after day 1, it's going to be tough. every single raid boss that spawns for you will probably be too hard for you to deal with. And so my recommendation after day 1 and after you come across bosses that you cannot beat, and day 2, day 3, you kind of need to focus on attacking bosses that appear on your board. So for example, I have my main account, okay? And if I have a boss on my main account that I did not beat, I am going to share it just like I did on that level 3. But it could be a level 100 Superboy Prime. I could share that with my alliance and it'll pop up on this raid boss list right here. Now I can use one single energy and attack that level 100. I am going to do 0 damage. I'm probably not even going to live longer than 1 second, but I'll get an attack in and I'll get rewards for attacking. And being that it's level 100, the rewards for just attacking and spending that one single energy is going to be more efficient than attacking probably 40 level 1 bosses, if that makes sense. And so once these really high level bosses start appearing on your board from people sharing them, I would concentrate and focus on trying to attack those high level bosses. Even though you're not going to beat them, even though you're not going to get MVP, even though you're not going to do any of that stuff, as long as you attack it, you're going to get the attacking rewards, and those will be very, very good and certainly worth one single energy, and only spend one single energy. But if you're still getting bosses, level 1, level 2, and maybe even some level 3, if you're getting those low level bosses in which you can beat at level 1 or only using 1 times, then attack those and beat those because you will get your energy back. Hopefully that made sense, and hopefully I was clear in kind of the strategy as a new player, what you should be doing when you're attacking, you know, these solo bosses. Just to recap, again, only use 1 energy, and when you use your 1 energy, be sure you can either beat it or do at least half health or take away half damage, so when you share it, you get the main rewards. And then after you cannot beat bosses anymore, then either 1, attack high level bosses and share them and hopefully other people beat them, or preferably look on your raid list for bosses like Superboy Prime and those really high level bosses that your alliance members have shared, and just attack them and get those rewards, and you will move up the leaderboard super quick, or move up the milestone super quick. But as far as expectation goes, when it comes to solos, now when you have solos, again, it's a lot of points to complete this. I would not expect to come anywhere close to completing this. Now, if you spent a ton of energy and a ton of gems and kept attacking Superboy Primes and got a bunch of them, your max at day 3 when it finally comes, I think, is 500,000 points. I think 500,000 points is the max that you can get on a level 160 Superboy Prime, if you can get those. And so as long as you attack 1 of those, you can see that you can jump up pretty significantly, pretty darn fast. But then once you get to these high levels, you're going to have to take basically 20 Superboy Primes, 20 energy just to move up 1 single milestone. And so I would kind of expect to, I don't know, maybe get to level 30. Nah, probably level... I think a realistic goal could probably be level 40, level 30 for your very first raid, unless you spend a crazy amount of gems or energy. So now let's jump into alliance bosses. And while making this video, as you see, we already beat bosses 1 through 6. We made it to the final boss of day 1, which is a level 7 boss. Now this boss is going to spawn over and over at level 7 for the first 24 hours, and then it's going to go to level 8 all the way up to level 14 or level 15, and it's going to do those bosses, and you're going to respawn level 15 over and over and over again on the very first day. But since it's at level 7, it doesn't go back. Let's just attack it. Now, we are low level, so I don't necessarily expect the greatest things to happen, and nor do I expect us to be able to beat it. It is 4.8 million damage, which is quite a bit for, you know, a new player. And so you have, again, limited amount of energy. Only use one single energy, guys. If you're in an alliance, hopefully you can find an alliance where you have some big hitters, you know, people that can clear this boss easily, you know, on auto using one time, which, you know, I can. There are other people in my alliance that I know that can also do it. So I'm totally comfortable just hitting the one times for the damage. I'm not going to contribute much. I'm not going to contribute much to probably the overall damage. I just got to hope that the big boys on my team can take care of it. But let's just see how we do. I'm just definitely curious how much damage we can do. 2,000. 3,000. Obviously, we're not going to do much damage. This actually might time out. Can Eclipso kill us? He might be able to kill... well, no. I don't think he is going to be able to kill us. We're going to actually just time out on this one. Okay. So, even though we're not going to be able to beat the boss, we're still going to be able to use an energy. We're still going to be able to contribute. And the reason why you want to do that on every single boss, y'all are going to want to continuously check this, is because every single time your alliance clears a boss, you get rewards. And you're going to want those rewards, and all you have to do is attack. Now, the amount of damage that I'm doing is obviously nothing. It's not going to really contribute in the grand scheme of things, and that's okay. You're a new player. As long as the people in your alliance understand that, as long as the people in your alliance know that you're just trying, you're attacking every single time. You can view how many bosses you attack so your alliance members can see that you're putting in work and attacking these bosses even though you are low level and you're not doing much damage. Only 168,000 out of the 4.8 million. Now, obviously, that would take a lot of energy for us to clear that. We don't need to do that. You don't need to worry about it. Your alliance members should not expect somebody that's the low level that you are within the first month to spend all of that energy on doing it. And so, yeah, you know, we put in our we put in our attack, which is fine. You can try again if you want to and waste another energy, but I certainly would not recommend it. I would just keep track of the bosses that you attack. We've already attacked this raid boss, so all we have to do is wait for the boss to get defeated. And then once the boss is defeated, another level 7 will spawn and we will be able to attack that one. So I jumped on my other account just so I could defeat the boss, show you what the rewards look like. Now I beat the boss. We only attacked 100,000 damage. And I, on my other account, did the rest of the 4.8 million damage. I'm going to claim my reward. Now we're not going to get MVP for this, obviously, because we're not going to come close, so we can't get our raid energy back. But we're going to be able to get some rewards. We're going to be able to get some meta agents, and those are going to be helpful, obviously, for you to upgrade characters. And so that's why it's important. Only use one single energy. That way you could definitely get the most out of it. Now, if your alliance does not have any big hitters, if your alliance is all new people, all lower level people, then you might need to use more energy just so y'all can clear the bosses and stuff. So it's kind of subjective to what type of alliance you're in for the most part. But because yeah, if you're in a new alliance and a lot of lower level members and you don't have anybody that can beat it easily, then you might have to use more energy. But just be careful and be cautious of when and what and how much energy you use, and just attack as many alliance bosses as possible. And the last thing, I think the last thing that we're going to talk about, hopefully I didn't miss anything, but we're going in this store, and I opened this store and I saw this Zatanna bombshell. Woo! I don't advocate spending money, and on my main account I don't spend money, but I'll be honest, every once in a while, every blue moon, I will dish out a $9.99 for a bombshell skin. And I did buy the last one, even though now I don't remember who it was for. It was either for Donna Troy or Power Girl or one of those. It was a bombshell skin, like the bombshell comics. Like, I don't know if y'all have seen them, but they got like bombshell cards and all sorts of stuff. They're really cool. But that skin looks amazing. And so I wouldn't hate on you, even though this is only a free-to-play account. I wouldn't hate on you if you did spend $9.99. That skin is pretty sick. Although Zatanna's not that great of a character. Main thing I wanted to talk about is this gem sale for the raids. This stuff is off the hook, dude. I love this sale. Every single end of the month has all of the tunes in which are the multipliers. And so we're going to do a couple in this video. Yeah, because I love these things. Starts off at 30 gems for 30 fragments for 100 gems. We already pop off with an impulse. That's fantastic. I personally didn't want impulse. I want new characters because this is my new account. I already have him at 5-star, rank 5. I kind of want Ravager. That's who I really want, is Ravager. That is one of the heroes that I leveled up on my other account. I would like to get Ravager. Parasite might be kind of cool as well. But yeah. And then once we do that, we're going to back out of it real quick. And then we're going to go back in it. Now it jumped. It doubled to 200 gems for 40 fragments. Again, fantastic deal. Fantastic deal. You can't get any better than that. I love the end of the month of these. Who we got this time? Black Flash. That's actually not so bad. Because getting him at L1 is actually really good. Because his first legendary point, when he resets the opponent's turn meter for his first legendary point, we only need a couple more fragments to get there. That's actually not that bad. First two pulls, though, have been tunes that we already have to rank 5. No new tunes, which is okay. At least it's not a Zatanna, because she's farmable. Zatanna's farmable. The worst ones are when you get the characters that are farmable, and Zatanna's the only one out of this group that's actually farmable. Now the gems prices start increasing, obviously, a lot more. 50 hero fragments for 500 gems. Oh, I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it. Give me something. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see. If I could get her one more time. No. I need 150 fragments. I need 140 to get her to rank 5. 140 fragments. I need 90 fragments to get her to rank 4. But that's a good pull right there. I like me some Ravager. I definitely do. I love that character. So that's a good one. Next one, 60 hero fragments for 1K. Do I think that's worth it? Yeah, I kind of do. I kind of do. Yo, I'm in a groove right now. I'm in a groove. Let's go. Let's go. Give me another Ravager. Oh, look at that. Black Flash, L1, reset turn meter. That's a good pull right there. That is a great pull, being that the Black Flash event is over, and so I was not going to get any more Black Flash fragments, but now I'm able to L1 him and put that legendary point on resetting turn meter. And keep in mind, guys, we are 30 days into the account, well, 28 days. And on the 28th day, we picked up 5,000 gems today. Today, at the start of this video, as you saw, if I'm just logging in, we picked up 5,000 gems. It almost pays for itself. Like, free to play. You play this every single day. You grind every single day. You log in every single day. It is very, very friendly for free to play players. Probably out of any game I've ever played, the most friendly. And which doesn't make me feel so bad when I have to, or when I feel like buying a $10 skin. Since this is so friendly to easy to get gems and stuff, it just makes it feel like it's okay. And 99 cents for Batman, yo, that's not that bad. We got 70 fragments this time for 1.5k. Now pretty much comes the point in which is it worth it or not? And being that I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling like this one is going to be Ravager, because we got 50 the first time. We could get 70 this time, which is still makes me 10 short. Okay, do some math, Sonny. Do some math. All right, let's go. We're still gonna pull it. We're still gonna pull it. Hello to a legendary rank Impulse. So we got an Impulse to L1. We got a Black Flash to L1 on the first month. The two new characters, the month characters that we start for the month. In the month that we start, they are our highest ranked characters, which is fantastic. Okay, so that brings us down to what, 10,000 gems. How much is the next one? 2,000 for 80. You know what? Now I feel like I need to do it. Oh wait, that's 130. Because the last one was 50. Did I say 130 on the Ravager? And when I said Sonny do math, I really meant it. Sonny do math. 50 plus 80 is seriously 130. Well, let's go. You know who I want to get in this one? I want to get Jay Garrick. That's who I'd really want. Give me a Jay Garrick, and I'll be good with that. Let me spend this 2 gems. This is gonna be our last one. This is gonna be our last one. Give me some Jay Garrick. Ask and you shall receive, baby. That's good because he is obviously the other character that we're using. That's 80 of them. I don't have enough to rank 5 him because you need 140 fragments. We only had like 20 something, so that's at least enough to be able to rank 4 him, which is pretty good. So we'll take that, and then after this one, it is. Oh, you know what? I didn't even see Wally West down there. I actually would have rather have Wally West. Wally West I really like. He's like my hero. Not really, but I really like Wally West. The next one is 4K. And at this point, this is even on my other account. This is kind of the point where I don't go much further than 4K. If I want to do one more, if I'm feeling really good, if I'm feeling really lucky, then I'll do this one, and that's it. But I won't usually go past this. We still got 8,000 gems left. Overall, I think we came out really good. You can probably also spend a little bit more gems than intended, especially if you're in a good alliance. I think we're going to get like 6,000 gems here in a few days just because of our alliance, and I think we could get like top 500, top 250 or whatever for alliances. So we should be able to get 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 gems back. So keep that in mind as well. I mean, it might make you want to splurge a little bit more and open up a couple extra packs. But either way, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. This video is well almost an hour. And hopefully you stuck around. Hopefully it helped. And hopefully I explained things in the way that made sense and you understand them for new players. If you didn't, I am sorry, and maybe restart the video and try again. I don't know. But like I said before, if you're interested in joining an alliance, feel free to join the one that was shown earlier in the video. And I will accept you, again, as long as you participate. You're daily active. You have to be daily active. No matter your level, you got to be daily active. You got to participate in the alliance goals and missions and stuff like that, and participate in the raids. No matter how much damage you do, as long as you're participating. So I know that you want to increase your level, increase your tier, increase your characters and all that stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully it helped, and hopefully everything made sense, and good luck on your journey. Keep spawning those bosses, keep buying the energy, and again, you could spawn bosses anywhere. In upgrade events, you could spawn them in challenges. Do not do ×3 when you sim it though. Only do ×1. Spend as less energy as possible, and you should spawn the most bosses as possible and try to get as many, and try to only spend 1 times your energy as well. So, basic tips. Hopefully this stuff helped, and yeah, I will see y'all again next time. The last video of the series, unless I come up with something else, is going to be the 30-day roster review, which obviously is looking good from an Impulse L1 and a Black Flash L1. I'm liking it. I do have another character L1 too. But yeah, y'all have a good night, and I will see y'all again soon. I am out. Good luck in the raids, everybody. Go get Superboy Prime. Peace.